Fellow Akwa Ibomites, almost 3 decades ago, our God in his infinite mercies hearkened to the dream of our ancestors and blessed us with a state. Our fathers, having considered the history of this blessed state, the faith of our ancestors, and the faithfulness of God, held this manifestation of divine grace as the land of promise. It was their belief that this land holds the promise of justice for everyone. It was their belief that this land holds the promise of equality for every senatorial district, every man and woman. It was their belief that this land holds the promise of prosperity for everyone. It was their belief that this land holds the promise of reviving and writing the Nigerian story. On Friday, 18th of December, in the year of our Lord 2015, that promise was put on trial at the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja and challenged the Akwa Ibomites to rise to faith of greatness by reaffirming their divine mandate. It was not the first time that promise was challenged, neither would it be the last. But we've always overcome. We were subjected to servitude, but we overcame. Concerning this attempt to annul our hopes and aspirations and return us to the days of servitude, we shall also overcome. As a person, I came into politics with a clean heart to serve my people with every ounce of energy. I'm a son of the soil. I'm who I am today because my people gave me a chance. Hence, I owe a debt, a responsibility to all Akwa Ibomites, at home and away, and to generations of Akwa Ibomites unborn. I've taken the oath, the pledge, before man and to God himself, and to you in public, that I would uphold, protect, and enhance the welfare of all Akwa Ibom people. I'm your average Akwa Ibomite who was given a chance. It is the turn of Eket Senatorial District to contribute its quota to our development. Who knows? It may just be that chance that Akwa Ibom is able to produce a new generation of great achievers within Nigeria and beyond. The tribunal has ruled, and we have decided to appeal the judgment, even though we are confident that regardless of how many times elections are held in Akwa Ibom people will vote overwhelmingly for PDP. The party they know, the party they trust, will protect their interests and work for their prosperity. It is necessary to finally nail and rest the opposition. It is time we tell them that despite their negative orchestration, the greater number of Akwa Ibom people have commenced the journey towards greater heights of state building. It is a new dawn, and we have moved past the bitterness of yesterday, based on the mentality of pulling down syndrome. For democracy is not in control of one single person. On April 11, you made a solemn commitment and showed your fidelity to the divine mandate. We painted a vision of the future for you, and you believed in us and entrusted your destinies in our hands. You rewarded us with a clear and decisive mandate. We must protect that mandate. As custodian of the hopes, aspirations, and dreams of this generation of Akwa Ibomites, as the current holder of the divine trust, which binds our destiny in eternal covenant to the God of our fathers, as an instrument of God's plans and purposes for our generation, I solemnly declare to you, my dear brothers and sisters, the great Akwa Ibom people, that the mandate you freely gave me 6 months ago continues to rest in the sacred place of the Most High. It rests there because it was a divine mandate. I intend to keep it in trust for you. Let me restate before God and the blessed people of this state that I came with a clean heart to serve God and my state with every ounce of energy in me. Be rest assured that by the grace of God, that what you freely gave, God will protect. The God-inspired zeal. We know that in any fair contest between light and darkness, light will always win. And any contest in our state, divine mandate will always triumph. Akwa Ibom people will always win and put those who collaborate with outsiders, who covet our resources to shame. We are not afraid of any rerun because our people are solidly behind us. For too long, our people were looked down upon. We were seen as gate men, cooks, housemates, and houseboys. The same people who today want to take your mandate were those who collaborated with the people who now wish to return you to those houseboys and maid status. We are not ready to return to those sad days, because affliction shall not arise a second time. While we are chasing the dreams of Akwa Ibom people and our posterity, they are chasing their own selfish dreams. Do not believe the satanic propaganda that those who wish to mortgage your commonwealth have been spreading in their local tabloids. I am firmly in charge of this state as your governor, and by the special grace of God, will remain your governor for the next 4 years and possibly beyond. Those who oppose my administration have claimed that we are an appendage of the last administration. That is not true. We are an improvement on the last administration. The last administration took us out of Egypt to the Jordan River. This administration is taking us across the Jordan River into the promised land. This administration is here to lift us up above those people who once underestimated us. It is a sad commentary on our politics that our people who were part of the last administration for 7 good years out of 8 would now turn around and demonize the administration. They claim that the administration was wasteful, irresponsible, corrupt, etc. Such talk cannot and would not fool Akwa Ibom people. When they lie to you, ask them the source of their wealth and what investment they made to become wealthy and super rich. I wish to end this broadcast by appealing for calm. I remain in charge of this state as your governor, and I pledge to continue to work to uplift your condition. Do not be fooled by lies. You will be fed by their propaganda machine. The people of Akwa Ibom State will reject a return to servitude. We are a proud and great people who have decided to dakada and claim a rightful place in the boardroom of Nigerian enterprise. We reject servitude and those who want to turn back the hand of the clock. God bless Akwa Ibom people. We are brilliant people. I'm proud of each and every one of us. We only need the opportunity to unleash our greatness and our great potentials. I promise you, that is what I come to offer. God bless Nigeria. God bless Akwa Ibom people. God bless you all. Thank you.
Governor Udom Emmanuel reassures his administration's determination to industrialize Akwa Ibom. Governor Udom Emmanuel expresses confidence of getting fair judgment from Supreme Court. Uyo Field headquarters of All Nations for Christ Church concludes 2015 National Convention. Details shortly. Good morning and happy Sunday. Welcome to Channel 45 News at Dawn. I am Akaniyene Ukbong. Governor Udom Emmanuel has reassured the people of Akwa Ibom State that his dream of industrializing the state and creating employment opportunities for youths cannot be derailed. The governor was addressing party loyalists, men, women, and youths who thronged the Ibom International Airport to welcome him from Abuja after the appeal court delivered judgment on the conduct of the April 11 polls. Ebuka Okafo completes the report.
The governor emphasized that he will continue with his industrialization program, youth empowerment, as well as work towards the overall development of the state. Mr. Emmanuel, who said he believes in the Nigerian judiciary and that justice will prevail, urged Akwa Ibom people to continue to give his administration the necessary support. The governor stressed that the judgment of the appeal courts will not truncate the divine mandate given to him by the people of the state, and enjoined all to stand for what is right. The people, he said, trust in God and that they know what is good for them, emphasizing that the lots of his people will be better under his administration's watch.
I have the authority of the 1.7 million people of Akwa Ibom, the 1.7 million voters, that as far as we are concerned, we only have one divine mandate. That's the mandate today that is beginning to give us what we are going to see. If you walk down there, you see the second runway in this airport. It is done within the period of 4 months. If you now move towards Eastern Ebolo, you see where we are going to do a plantation. From day one, we are employing 2,000 youths from Akwa Ibom. Investors are moving everywhere.
Governor Emmanuel said he will head to the Supreme Court, where he believes God will give him victory.
Want to sing to the Supreme? Who will take us to the Supreme? And with victory.
The state chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Obong Paul Ebo, described the divine mandate of Mr. Udom Emmanuel as sacrosanct. A mandate freely given, he said, remains a mandate, but urged all to be resolute and to support the party's vision for the state.
Your divine mandate is intact. The Akwa Ibom people have given the mandate to AK Senatorial.
Ebuka Okafo reporting.
The last edition of the Government House Prayer Meeting for 2015 has been held, with a resolve by Governor Udom Emmanuel to continue in his developmental programs for the state. The prayer meeting took place at the Latter Day House Chapel, Government House, Uyo. Government House Bureau Chief Colonel Edem Efreti reports.
The prayer meeting, which had as its theme, "We have seen the star," enjoyed extraordinary attendance as the chapel was filled to capacity with a large overflow outside. The governor joined the people in singing and dancing in gratitude to God, even as the Government House Choir also led in praises and worship. Governor Udom Emmanuel said it was necessary to glorify God for his goodness, adding that Nigeria has enjoyed so much of God's blessings and favors as reflected in the peace the country has witnessed. Mr. Udom Emmanuel, who said he took up the mantle of leadership of the state with resolve to laying a solid economic foundation, stressed that he would continue pursuing all that would be beneficial to the state and its people, as well as correct all abnormalities that had hitherto made the state backward. The governor thanked the people for joining him at the prayers, which he observed was a way of acknowledging the supremacy of God, whom he said would see him through at the Supreme Court. He invited all to join him at the State Christmas Carol, which he acknowledged to be sponsored by Zenith Bank, United Bank for Africa, and Globalcom.
We lay an institutional foundation, an economic foundation, where our youth will no longer beg for a living, but they will earn a living, continue with that spirit. In that spirit, we will tell people that we own oil, that none of our people own a single oil well to be cheated in the past, and God has not that will be cheated. Let me continue with that story.
It's for you people. Channels of what I'm in Kerenka. It's for you people. I want to make sure this time around. I man me back.
few of the people who will control the economy of Nigeria. They want that situation again. That's why I said the old man somewhere. We want rivers. Why are Bible? Why not the state?
Governor Udom Emmanuel has advised the people of the state to remain calm while defending their mandate freely given to him. In a broadcast in reaction to the appeal court judgment on the election of April 11, 2015, Governor Emmanuel described the judgment as a challenge to Akwa Ibom people to rise up to the faith of greatness by reaffirming their divine mandate. He said Akwa Ibom people will resist any attempt to annul their hopes, aspiration, and return to days of servitude. According to him, he is poised to serve the people and to produce new generations of great achievers within Nigeria and beyond. The governor urged the people not to believe the propaganda of those wishing to mortgage the people's common wealth. He reaffirmed that he is still in charge of the state, expressing his confidence that the people are solidly behind him. His administration is...
Felicitations from the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, the King Governor Udom Emmanuel. He has sent his greetings for the support. And he also asked me to tell you that he will keep faith with the Akwa Ibom people. That he will not disappoint you. He will not disappoint your faith in him. He will not disappoint the entire Akwa Ibom State.
The chairman of the forum and the immediate past chairman of Ibionibom Local Government Council, Obon Godwin Ekbo, thanked Governor Udom Emmanuel for appointing some of their colleagues into this.
Poised to lift Akwa Ibom up above those who underestimate her people. He said he is evident in the trust the people have in the People's Democratic Party to protect their interests and also work for their prosperity. It's Channel 45 News at dawn. We now take a break. We'll be right back.
Merry Christmas. Well, time to go gliding in the one-horse sleigh. Merry Christmas. Jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. And Merry Christmas. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. Merry Christmas.
We apologize for that mix-up there. We have to take that story all over again. The state government has reassured the people of its determination to take the state to greater heights. One way of doing this is its drive to industrialize the state. The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Victor Antai, gave the assurance when he received members of the Forum of Former Local Government Chairmen from 2008 to 2015 in his office. The story is here presented.
He said the second runway of the Ibom International Airport, when completed, will accommodate big cargo airplanes, noting that with the granting of license to upgrade the Ibom power plant to about 600 megawatts, it will be able to power heavy industrial equipment, including the coming on stream of 3 refineries. On erosion, the Commissioner said government has started to ensure that by next rainy season, the capital city of Uyo will not be flooded. While calling for total support from the forum to enable government to succeed, Mr. Antai appealed for patience from the former local government chairman with the state government over unpaid severance allowances.
I want to extend the sincere greetings, felicitations from the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, the King Governor Udom Emmanuel. He has sent his greetings for the support. And he also asked me to tell you that he will keep faith with the Akwa Ibom people. That he will not disappoint you, he will not disappoint your faith in him, you will not disappoint the entire Bible State.
Chairman of the forum and the immediate past chairman of Ibionibom Local Government Council, Obon Godwin Ekbo, thanked Governor Udom Emmanuel for appointing some of their colleagues into the State Executive Council. While congratulating Mr. Antai on his appointment, Mr. Ekbo appealed to him to do the needful for his colleagues and lauded the state government for laying a solid foundation for the industrialization of the state. The forum chairman said as partners in progress, the state government should, as a matter of urgency, look into their unpaid severance packages to enable them meet up with the current economic challenges and pledge the foreign support to the state government.
So we want to use this opportunity to plead with you to discuss with His Excellency that Chairman of Council that did this election should also, former chairman should be carried along in the scheme of things.
Other speakers at the event included some members of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Mike Eset, Mr. Donson Tekere, Barrister Chris Essien, Apostle Sylvester Udokang, who spoke well of the state governor.
The 2015 National Convention of the Field Headquarters Uyo of the All Nations for Christ Church Incorporated has ended with a Thanksgiving service. The 4-day convention, which held at the church's ground, Itiam Street, Uyo, had as its theme the supernatural enlargement. Eyageno Paul completes the story.
The concluding part of the 2015 National Convention of All Nations for Christ Church Incorporated featured an open-air service where members took part in a victory march around streets of Uyo metropolis. The General Overseer of the Church, Bishop Silvanus Asukwo, said hosting of the convention is to gather members together to appreciate God for His benevolence throughout the year, as well as take stock of their activities during the past year. Bishop Asukwo said the theme of the convention, the supernatural enlargement, taken from Psalm chapter 75 verse 6, is to strengthen the faith of believers that it is only God that can enlarge their coast and for them to keep trusting in Him.
Or the advantage of the convention to the church is gathering everybody together, we fellowship together in the beauty of God's holiness, and by that we feel more impact on the glory and the greatness of the Lord.
Preaching at the Thanksgiving service, the visiting minister, Bishop C.C. Charles, who tagged his message, The Law of Receiving, said God is a God of all seasons, but that for Christians to receive from God, they must serve Him diligently. Bishop Charles listed what may attract blessings from God to include genuine love, faithfulness, sowing in God's house, giving to the less privileged, and most importantly, accepting Jesus Christ as one's Lord and Savior.
Everything God has made, everything God will do, works by law. What you are looking for, hang on this principle. The law of God.
The convention featured the launch of the 2016 Almanac, choir ministration, and praise station where the faithful appreciated God in dances. High points of the convention was presentation of awards to some committed members. Eyageno Paul reporting.
As the year draws to a close, Christians have been urged to worship God with their substances, as this is one way of appreciating His benevolence. The presiding elder of the African Methodist Episcopal AME Zion Church, Ikorabi Mkbongikono, in Uyo local government area, the Reverend Awad Hussein, gave the church during the church's annual harvest and Thanksgiving service. The report is here presented.
Preaching on the topic Harvest and Thanksgiving, the Reverend Hussein said Christians should at all times express their gratitude to God for His faithfulness and love, adding that it is a virtue of a true Christian to thank God for everything. The cleric advised Christians at all times to reciprocate God's love by surrendering their life to Him. He also enjoined Christian faithfuls to give for the work of the kingdom.
It is the will of God that we are going to reap bountifully next year in the name of Jesus Christ. If God has ordained you this year to stay alive and walk and serve the Lord and make a harvest, and you bring forth that harvest before the presence of God. God is a bountiful God. God is a merciful God. God is a God of plentiful, and God will replenish you in the name of Jesus Christ.
The service featured rendition by the Voice of Zion Choir, prayer for God's blessing upon the land, as well as a special thanksgiving by Mr. Eyano Robinson Udoma for God's benevolence. Mr. Udoma, who empowered the youth of the church, gave a motorcycle to one of the faithfuls, while 6 others received 10,000 naira each. Mr. Udo Akpan, an instrumentalist in the church, was given 50,000 naira as a reward for his commitment to the service of God.
You can also watch KBC TV News online by logging on to kbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at KBC45 or on Facebook at KBC Channel 45. To end the news, another look at the major stories. Governor Udom Emmanuel has reassured the people of his determination to industrialize Akwa Ibom State. He was addressing the people at the Igom International Airport on his return from Abuja. We also told you that Governor Udom Emmanuel has expressed confidence that the Supreme Court will give him judgment in his favor. He stated this in a statewide broadcast to the people. That's our package this Sunday morning. Wishing you a great Sunday. Good morning.